How fast do you think you could lose 30 pounds? If I gained 30 pounds back tomorrow and had exactly 3 months to lose it all again, here's exactly what I'd do. I managed to lose 50 pounds after months and months of trial and error, and I'm here to tell you all the things that I did right so that you can lose the weight without wasting any time. So before we get into what we're going to do for the next 3 months, we need to talk about how fat loss actually works. Fat loss only happens in a deficit. It doesn't matter if it's keto, fasting, whatever, a deficit will always be the driving force. In simple terms, a deficit means that you eat less than you burn. To eat at maintenance means you eat exactly what you burn. So for the purposes of this video, we want to be in a deficit and eat less than what we burn. So let's build a deficit you can actually stick with for 3 months without burning out. You don't need to starve yourself, you just need a smart deficit. So what does it mean to have a smart deficit? You want to stick to a deficit that you can stay consistent with and that feeds your body enough that you can maintain the muscle and lose the fat at the same time. So what I always suggest is for you to be in a deficit of 200 to 500 calories per day. So an example is if your maintenance calories are 2200, then your deficit calories should be anywhere between 1700 to 1900 calories per day. And what's even better, you should still eat the things that you enjoy. The biggest mistake I see people make in a deficit is thinking they have to give up their favorite foods. All you have to do is build meals that satisfy your cravings without blowing up your calories. So for example, let's say you're craving a burger. Instead of going out and getting yourself a 1200 calorie combo, you can use ChatGPT to come up with a 600 calorie meal that satisfies your burger cravings. And in my case, it was making a lean beef patty at home with a sweet potato bun alternative. And if all of this wasn't motivating enough, let me tell you one thing that kept me going. It was the fact that deficits are not forever. The sooner you stick to your deficit and stay consistent with the meals you're eating and your exercise, the sooner you get to your goal weight, and then you can finally eat at maintenance. You just have to know that you're not dieting forever. You are just in a deficit now, and then when it's all good and done and you finally reach your goal weight, you can eat more. You can eat all the way up to your maintenance calories and feel full and satisfied and give your body exactly what it needs to maintain this body that you worked so hard for. All right, so let's talk about your training plan. First of all, strength training, non-negotiable. You should be lifting weights about 3 to 4 times a week if you can, and this will help preserve muscle and shape your body out and tone it in the way that you'd like by the time you reach your goal weight. Next thing, walking daily. I sound like a broken record, but I'm gonna tell you to walk in every weight loss video possible because it is literally the cheat code to fat loss. It is the most consistent, easy way to lose fat over a long period of time. It's low pressure, it's not hard on your joints, great for your cardiovascular health, it's great for your mental health. Think of lifting as building the frame and walking as burning the fuel. And a nice little optional thing is short bursts of cardio if you've got the time. My favorite form of cardio was jump rope. I sucked at it at the beginning, but once I really made it a habit and I started jumping rope more regularly after a strength training session, it was one of my favorite forms of cardio. It was such a great progress indicator because I could see how much better I was getting so quickly. If you're looking to lose 30 pounds in the next 3 months, we need to talk about nutrition and lifestyle because these two things play a really big role in how effective your weight loss strategy is. Start your day with fiber, oats, chia seeds, fruits, whole grain toast. These things will keep you fuller and satisfied for longer and prevent you from snacking during the day. It'll also ensure that your digestion stays smooth. Next thing, stop drinking your calories. The calories sneak up on you in drinks. When you have your frappuccinos, your fancy coffees, your juices, your pops, and your alcohol, before you know it, you're hundreds of calories in and you only have a little bit left in your deficit for actual food. I'd rather you eat, a 500 calorie meal than a 500 calorie drink because that's not gonna fill you up, and what you're gonna end up being is hungry at the end of your day and fully maxed out on calories. So instead, switch to water, black coffee, or 0 calorie drinks. Next thing is hydration. You should drink about 2 to 3 liters of water per day. Honestly, that just also helps with keeping you fuller. It's really great for your skin. It's really great for your body, your metabolism, your digestion, and your overall health. Half the time you're not actually hungry, you're just dehydrated. People don't drink water as much as they think they do. It's honestly, you start tracking it that you realize like, damn, I only have like half a glass of water a day and then 4 glasses of juice. I will say that I've got my water bottle right here. She's a little beat up, but she follows me everywhere. That's why she looks like crap. If you see me, you see her. We're locked in This is my bestie right here. I think it's like a little over a liter that I can put into here. So I make sure that I fill this up 2 to 3 times per day, and I finish it before the end of the night so I can get all my water in. Last but not least, you need an accountability system when it comes to your nutrition and your lifestyle. If you don't track it, you'll forget it. And for me, my favorite form of accountability was taking actual pictures of my food and putting it into a meal chart for each week and each month, so then I'm able to reflect back and look back at the things that I was eating, and it was more visually appealing for me. It was less about having, you know, a calorie tracker and seeing the meals and how many calories were in it, and more a visual reference to what I was eating. Are my meals colorful? You know, did I have my vegetables, my protein, and my carb? Just by looking at it for the week, did I eat more fast food than I should have this week? Was I eating a lot more carbs than usual? Were a lot of my foods beige rather than red, green, and yellow? It was my favorite way of tracking my meals. There are alternative forms that you can use for tracking: food tracking app, progress journal, or just having a friend check in on you. Either way, as long as you are accountable to yourself or to a partner, you'll be able to stick to your journey a lot better. So let's get into mindset and what it takes to stay locked in. This is only 3 months, 90 days. If you can do something hard for 3 months and change your body forever, you can do anything. And it's all about gentle discipline. I'm not here trying to hammer all these things into you and expect perfection. Aim for 80-20, where 80% of the time you are on track and you're eating the meals that you should, you're in your deficit, and 20% of the time you do get that opportunity to maybe eat the things that you're craving that don't quite fit into your deficit. I made an entire video about the 80-20 rule and the ways that you can use that to change your life and still eat whatever you want. So if you haven't seen that video already, please go check out my other videos. At the end of the day, you're not just building for fat loss, you're building habits that'll make maintenance so much easier later. I'm gonna be so honest, it's so easy to lose your way, you know, when you're on a weight loss journey, because it's one thing for you to be sitting here right now watching this video thinking like, yep, I can do it, check, 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 check. I'm gonna write all this down and I'm gonna get to it and lose 30 pounds in 3 months. And you can do it. But I'm not going to pretend that there aren't other things in your life or my life that could affect the motivation that you have today. So it's why you can't rely on motivation. You just have to rely on discipline and honestly trusting the process, even when you don't see results right away, even when the scale's not moving, even when your friends or family aren't supportive or don't believe that you're actually gonna stick to it this time. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in your own sauce. You need to trust that you already have all the information you need, because I just gave it all to you in this video. And now it's about putting it into action and being that girl for the next 3 months and forevermore after that point. And you're gonna be so happy that you followed every single one of the steps in this video. And even if you don't, you know, reach that 30-pound mark, there's no way you're gonna follow all these steps and not lose any fat at all. And fat loss is ultimately the goal, no matter how long it takes. So I really hope that what you can take away from this video is that yes, you can lose 30 pounds in 3 months if you put your mind to it, if you put your head in the game, if you lock in and you get rid of all the noise. Just picture yourself 90 days from now. That's already you. You are her. She is you. You're the girl that shows up and eats well, eats nutritionally, and goes to the gym and lifts weights 3 to 4 times a week and does a little jump rope so she can get her heart rate up. You're the girl that goes out for a walk when she wakes up in the morning and drinks 2 to 3 liters of water. You're already her. So picture yourself as her every day. Make it a practice that you do when you wake up in the morning before you pick up your phone or brush your teeth. And I am 100% sure if you do all of these things, you will lose the weight. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys for all the support you've given me so far. I'm having so much fun sharing all the tips and tricks that I've learned in my journey, and it just makes me so happy to be able to share it with you guys. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more, because there's a lot more coming, and I will see you guys next week.